The word for the day is diagnosis. For a doctor to treat a patient, first they have to take a thorough history, correlating all the symptoms, and they have to correlate those symptoms with a thorough examination of the patient. And only then can they try to reach a diagnosis of what the problem is, so they can have a successful recovery of the condition. But most human ailments are not a result of one problem. They're a conglomerate of hereditary factors and old injuries and aging factors and multiple diseases, allergies and drug reactions. And there's a combination of many different things, nutrition and stress. You have to evaluate all aspects of a person's life to find out how to treat the patient. It's just as important to treat the patient that has a disease as a disease that has the patient. So it takes a lot of time, money, energy, and effort to arrive at the proper prescription to solve the problem. Well, politicians also have to diagnose the problem, and it can result in a lethal prescription. The difference is you might lose one patient if it's the doctor. If a politician tries to prescribe the solution to our healthcare problems and they miss the diagnosis on the cause of the problem, the result will affect not only every American, but it will affect the future of civilization itself. Now, to arrive at diagnosis, a thorough history has to be taken. You have to spend the time to really diagnose and compartmentalize all the symptoms and correlate them. What happened in healthcare today? Our Speaker of the House said we have to pass it so we can find out what's in it. 2,000 pages of a prescription pad. How would you like the prescription pad with 2,000 pages to solve our healthcare disease? And we're going to do this with a one-size-fits-all. But one thing, there's no such thing as cookbook medicine. You can't prepare a recipe to solve how a patient should respond to a treatment, because every person's different. And so the prescription can be lethal not only for millions of Americans, but whether the value of a doctor's service is relevant is unimportant. The value is determined by bureaucrats. And the value of your life is now determined by bureaucrats. And they look at this as a fixed sum game, a pie that has to be divided equally among all Americans, and there's only so much to go around, so the value of your life now depends on global budgets. The further the decision-making is away from the doctor and patient, the more dangerous it is. Healthcare is an inexact science, and when you make the decision-making by bureaucrats, nameless, faceless, heartless bureaucrats, your life is at stake, your freedom is at stake. Not only that, but the future of civilization and bankrupting of our country is at stake. And that's something to think about.